What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I think I'm having a pretty good day so far. We're about to go over one of the worst PSA submissions that I've done ever. I think this is my worst one ever. So I'm really excited about that, to go ahead and rip this band-aid off, because I had another video we were going to do today of another absolute grail card that came in that I'm super excited to talk about. But I just felt like, dude, this got here ahead of schedule. Let's go ahead, rip this open, and talk about it. So I made a video talking about how I opened a bunch of base set unlimited heavy booster packs, and we pulled all the holos that are basically in this box. Then we opened a base set 2-pack, and we graded some cards from that. And we opened a Team Rocket pack, and we sent in some cards from that. So we'll go over all of that in this submission. In other news, I've been talking about an investment that I have, QuantumScape. Oh, here he goes again with his QuantumScape talk. I bring this up because a lot of times, you know, we're so invested in Pokemon right now that I feel like there's a lot of other ways that you can make money in this life. And for me, a lot of people wonder where, you know, I've built up a lot of my wealth in, and a lot of it has been built in trading in the actual stock market. So one of my positions that didn't do so well the past couple years, but is panning out very, very well now, more of a contrarian investment than anything, is this stock called QuantumScape. Anyways, to make the story short, I'm finally in a profit zone on this stock, and I've had my life savings wrapped up in it for 4 years, and I've decided I'm gonna start day trading my position a little bit. And so I'm very proud of myself because, guys, it takes a lot of balls and guts to do something like this. And unlike Pokemon, when you sell your shares, you get that liquidity back immediately, right? Now, granted, there are going to be tax implications, right? You got to pay capital gains tax on the money, on the profit that you've made. But overall, I feel very good about what I did today. I sold almost my entire position of QuantumScape, over 8,000 shares. I sold for a, what was it? A 50 cent, 40 cent gain. And I just thought, you know, 5-6%, that's good enough for me. I'm expecting this. It shot up this morning, and I knew that it was super volatile. I knew that it was probably going to come back down. And so it came right back down. I bought right back into my average, and I profited a couple grand, roughly about $3,000, maybe a little bit more than $3,000. And I rolled that. I was going to keep that to the side, pay off some of my credit card debt. But I decided, you know what? Screw that. We're going to pay the debt off regardless. We're not worried about that. Let's go ahead and roll this back into the stock. And so I added another 200 shares free of the stock. So I feel very good about that. And I'm only pissed off that it did that again today, and I could have sold it again today. I would have made more money in one single day than I've ever made doing anything with Pokemon, the bar, eBay. Yeah. Pretty crazy, and just goes to show that, you know, you need to be diversified, not just with Pokemon, but I've got a rental property, I've got Pokemon, and I dabble in the stock market. So I do a little bit of everything, and that's what allows me to make massive purchases like all of the Grail cards coming in, and make massive mistakes like this submission, which let's go over right now. I just wanted to share that because it was some light at the end of the tunnel for me. It's been really rough. Being an investor these past couple of years. I know a lot of people have done really well in the market, but I sunk all of my money into this one company because I believe in the groundbreaking technology that they're going to bring to market. They're creating the first solid state battery ever, and they're basically going to be phasing out lithium ion battery technology, which means, you know, cars, Tesla, drones, consumer electronics. This company is going to do it all. They've already tested in a Ducati, which they tracked. So I'm very, very confident on the company more than ever. But I don't want anybody to get involved. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing right now to make some extra money on the side, and definitely took some guts because honestly, I could have sold and it could have gone up even higher. But 9 times out of 10 in the market, especially with this stock, it tends to shoot up rapidly. And when there's high volatility, it goes down in the same direction just as quick. And I just saw the opportunity for what it was. I'm not a genius. I'm not that smart. I went to school for finance and business, but it doesn't mean that I'm really well equipped to make large trades like this, but that's what I did. And honestly, I would much rather make money doing that and focus on buying and collecting what I want in this hobby than making this hobby all about making money. That's my little message. Let's get into this submission and I can show you guys just how terrible it actually was. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and open up this box and get straight into it. So I can't sell these, right, because I did so poorly on them. I do want to go over some other cards that I've graded in the past from base set. We've got a base set unlimited Charizard. I also own the first edition base set Charizard. So it's not like these are like grail cards to me, but I still treat them as grail cards, right? So we have a Blastoise and a Charizard that we graded ourselves. And then we have a unlimited Pikachu and a 10 that we graded ourselves. And then we have some 9s as well. I'm probably just going to add a lot of these cards that are in this submission, even though they're 8s. I'm probably still just going to add it to my stack of PSA graded base set unlimited. And I'm probably going to take off my base set unlimited cards that are on eBay right now because honestly, I am probably never going to break even for them in a while and I should just keep them. I opened them on stream. It's a good memory, so I should just keep them. All right. Starting off, let's take a look at this guy. So I don't even know why I would have sent this. It looks like PSA damaged this card because there's no way I would have sent it with that whitening on the corner like that. That corner whitening looks like it was damaged at PSA. And I mean, I have video, like there's streams that show how clean the card was. Look at all that whitening that's on that bottom corner right there. It's ridiculous. I would have never sent that in with whitening like that. Anyways, here we go. I'm expecting a 7 or an 8. All right, so we have the Raichu, which I will be keeping this in my collection. We did pull this pack fresh. This is the reality of grading WotC. Now, this one looks like it was damaged. I'm pretty upset about that. I expected a 9 at the very least on this card. I actually thought this card had a decent shot at getting a PSA 10. And it honestly wouldn't have even been crazy. The fact that I paid so much for those packs, it would have been very fitting for one of these cards to hit a PSA 10. But we'll keep going because we're going to keep this one short. We're about to go on a family walk. Okay, now this card looks pretty damn clean. Pretty damn clean. There's like very faint whitening. I don't know. I'm looking at this just thinking 10, regardless of vintage or modern. I'm just thinking 10. Now, this got a 9, so they could have given this a 10, and they just held off on me. This is the third base set pack fresh Gyarados we've sent them. It got a 9. We just cannot seem to get this card to get a 10. Now, granted, regardless of the grades, these are awesome cards, and they're pack fresh, and I pulled them myself, so like they're still amazing. It just sucks value-wise that we didn't even break even on the market value of these. But at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter. I feel like such an idiot for sending some of these in. But regardless, there was a chance this card could get a 10. They just didn't give it. So it's all good. There's no surface scratches. There's barely any whitening on the card at all. If there was any card that I think deserved a 10 and this sub the most, is probably this Gyarados that got a 9. So let's keep moving. Okay. So here again, the card looks flawless. No dings or dents or anything that I can see. The back looks really good. One corner, there's some whitening there, so I think a 9 would be fine. Yeah, so this is a Team Rocket Squirtle. So we did open a Team Rocket pack, and I guess we got this Squirtle came from that. Looks pretty good. I guess the centering is a little bit off, but again, I think even with that teeny tiny whitening ding down here, I think they still could have let this slide. Being such a small, like, low-value card, I think they could have let this slide to give this a 10. I would have been so happy if this card got a 10 because I really like it. It's super nostalgic. I think everybody can agree this is a very nostalgic Squirtle card, but it's not going to get listed. A lot of these, there's no point to sell them, so they'll just stay in my collection, and I'll probably take my other base set cards that I listed off eBay because it's just not even worth it to sell them. I pulled it myself, and that's the thing. I struggle with selling cards, which is why I'm really not the right person to be selling cards on eBay. Like, I do it just to help sustain my collection. But for the most part, like half the time, I either regret listing cards up or I kind of put a description that's like, I might take this card down. I don't really want to sell it. I'm not really pressed to sell it. But, okay, super clean card has a tiny little white dot up here. I guess I didn't see that white dot right there. I don't know if that was there before. And then it has a white dot corner, which I knew that would be the case. And we have the Pidgeotto. This was a major risk because I knew it wouldn't even be worth that much in a 10. I just really wanted to get this one graded. These were the absolute cleanest cards from all the packs, right? It was like 9 packs total that we opened. 11 cards each a pack. So you have roughly like almost 100 cards I got to choose from that I would send off, and these were the best ones, and they could not even get 10s. I still think this Pidgeotto is sick. I'm guessing, I'm not even going to look at the illustrator, but I'm guessing it's a Sugimori art. If we look down, yeah, it is Sugimori. He's got that art style. I think that's why I graded it, as I just appreciate his art style so much. And yeah, we got our Thanksgiving turkey here in a 9, and that's all good with me. I'm going to keep these. They'll be a fun memory. I might even just put all these base set cards on the shelf just in my videos. That'll be fun. Something to remember such an epic, fun stream by. Maybe we'll put all of these base set cards on the shelf. On the bright side, we did grade a Venusaur, so I have a Venusaur to go with the Blastoise and the Charizard. I can't wait to have those 3 together. Okay, moving forward. Guys, don't flame me too much. I know what I'm doing. I know what I was getting into grading these. It's $300 down the toilet, but you know what? I knew what I was doing when I did it, and I just wanted to see what would happen. And I picked the best cards that we had to pick from. So I think it would have been a waste to not get these graded anyways. Now, this card looks like it's a 10. I'm not seeing anything on this one. Tiniest, faintest little whitening right here, like, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to see that well, but god damn, dude, they're so tough. And I knew most of these got 7s or 8s or 9s, so I knew it wasn't going to be that great, but we at least got, it is a Pikachu and a 9. I would much rather get a 9 than an 8, right? So we're still happy with it. It can go together with all of my other Pikachus. I am a Pikachu collector. I have a whole tin full of Pikachu cards that I'll probably grade at some point. But 9 is still mint. It's still cool to have all these base set Pikachus. I know that you can literally get 4 mint condition base unlimited Pikachus out of a Zap theme deck. So it's not hard to grade these. It's not hard to source them. They're all over the place. They're not rare by any means. But again, and this is a Rita, surprisingly. This definitely seems more like a Sugimori's art style. But, yep, this is a Rita. And, dude, I cannot get enough of Pikachu. So I think some of you may still think this is a cool submission just because we did get some mint cards back. And to be fair, the pack value, so we got the Pidgeotto, we took an L on. The Pikachu, we kind of took an L on. But all together on the value in the future, it'll probably end up becoming the value of that pack, but we'll see. Okay. Next one's coming up. But yeah, I love Pikachu base set 2. Any Pikachu variant, honestly, Pikachu is just the GOAT. I really need to replace my Gold Star Pikachu with a cleaner one. That's been on my to-do list for forever. Okay. This card is freaking flawless. This card is freaking flawless. I do see some whitening right here, though. I don't recall seeing that on any of them, but we're going to go ahead and flip this guy over. That's just poor quality control, just poor factory cut. I don't think it should really have affected the grade. I think this one still could get a 9. And it's the Venusaur. It's the PSA 8 Venusaur that we got. So unfortunate that we could not get a better grade on this one. But on the bright side, we have all of the base set unlimited holos that we graded ourselves. I know these are not big money cards by any means, but just goes to show you can collect vintage and have some really cool vintage cards in your collection without, spending an arm and a leg, right? You could get this Venusaur, probably buy one that gets a PSA 8 for like 30, 40 bucks probably. I bought this Blastoise for 40 bucks. and it got a 7. We're pretty excited about that. I got this Charizard for about $112, and it got a 7, so we're pretty happy about that. So you're better off just buying some of these to open. I think everybody can agree here that opening up a vintage pack is not my best work, but we did that for you guys. We did that for the stream. We did it to keep it real on the channel and do something fun before we moved into the new house. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that the way that I did. Okay. This looks like a 10 to me, but what do I know? Has one white speck right there. And they gave it a freaking 8, probably due to the centering as well. There's no scratches or anything. This Clefairy is sick. I'm definitely just going to take my base set unlimited cards off of the market because these cards are too sentimental. Grading them myself is too sentimental. So there's another pack fresh card that got a PSA 8 freshly graded right after pulling. Whew, it's tough. It's tough out here. This one has an obvious white dot. It's going to be an 8 or a 9. But they gave it a 9. I guess the centering was good enough on this base set unlimited Charmander to give it a 9. Still happy with it. Still love these cards so much. But yeah, this was the cleanest Charmander I've seen in a minute. So I was like, we gotta send this one in. So we took an L. We took an L. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to put those all on the shelf, and it's going to be dope. Okay. Here, everyone's like, did Orion get a single 10 in this whole submission? This one looks good. I'm going to say a 9. It got a 9. Wait, did we get 2 Gyarados that got 9s? Wait a minute. Did we get 2 Gyarados that got 9s? Oh, we did. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. We got 2 Gyarados that got 9s. I thought maybe one got a 7 or an 8. I don't know why I thought that. But 2 Gyarados, they both got 9s and sequential. So yeah, very nice, very clean hollows. And I love Gyarados. We got the Gold Star Gary, we got the first edition Gary, and I really want that Misty's Gyarados. So yep, all done there. And we just have a couple more. All right, white dot there, probably an 8. Yeah, this one was an 8, but this one was packed fresh with a gnarly swirl. I don't know if you guys can see that swirl right there, but it has a really gnarly swirl. It's a beautiful copy. We'll probably keep this in the collection as a memento, as a memory of that stream. Man, dude, I imagine if some of these were graded a while back, they would have probably gotten 9s or 10s across the board. But, okay. I know there isn't special treatment for vintage, but I mean, the quality was just so much worse. So you'd think they'd go a little easier on it, but I get it. That's why there's so few of them in PSA 10. Guys, I don't need to hear it. I get it. Okay, I know better. He deserved it. He knew better. Okay, so this one I'm going to say a 9 just because I know it's probably not. Yeah. So Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur was off center. I think this Bulbasaur would have gotten a 10 if it was centered properly. It was close. It was close. Still sick. We have a Bulbasaur and a Charmander and multiple Pikas and base unlimiteds and 9s. 9s still mint, guys. Still mint. So, and this is just such a nice artwork. Arita freaking killed it on this artwork. So, these are the cards that I cherish the most. So, we're happy to get those slabbed either way, even though it was a colossal waste of money. Okay. Okay, Ryan, it's not about the money. Nah. Okay. All right. Luckily, I sold those QuantumScape shares, so I'm not down too bad. All right. This is a perfectly pristine copy. And it got a 10. We got a Charmander that got a 10. The only card in this vintage submission that got a 10. Base set 2 definitely came in clutch on this one. This is surely a very, very clean Charmander, though. So now we have a base set Pikachu and the base set 2 Charmander, both in PSA 10. Super nice. I saw one of these listed for $100 on eBay. Honestly, I was like, bro, that's kind of a good deal for this card. I figured in a 10, probably more like 150 to 200, just because these are so freaking hard to grade. But there's still plenty of base set 2 out there, so I'm sure there we'll see more of those getting graded. But there you guys have it. That's the video. Peace out. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned a lesson from me. do not submit your pack fresh vintage 9 out of 10 times. You are not going to get a 10. Anyways, if you find vintage out in the wild, sure, grade it. Buy it for cheap, grade it, take your chances there. But yeah, this was fun to go ahead and rip off this Band-Aid, but I pray to God I never have to go through one of these submissions like this again. And you guys have a fantastic day. Stay killing it. Maybe we'll do a stream later tonight. I have a very busy shift tonight, so we'll see. But I love you guys. Peace.